message.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was a whole transition between scenes which was not implemented. So hello. I want you to know, I want you all to know, but it was only upon starting the stream did I realize I was no longer wearing my glasses. So please enjoy me running around the house panicking, wearing this uniform, trying to find my glasses. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Fogman. Welcome in, Portal. Welcome in, Alicia. My goodness, you are among friends here. This is a Voyager safe space. This is Star Trek safe space. Star Trek Voyager is the reason we are here. It's all connected. It's all connected. We started role-playing in Star Trek Voyager Elite Force using the RPG Total Conversion, which was a lot of fun. It was entirely text-based, of course. We did a video. There's a video on my channel from not that long ago when we went back. We streamed going back to that game and running around some maps and testing the mechanics and all that stuff. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And then, almost perfectly timed towards the end of last year, my tiny mind was blown away when, out of absolutely nowhere, a new Star Trek Voyager game in 2026 was announced for 2026. Why? I don't know. But all the signs, but you know, there are certain projects when they are announced, when they are revealed, and there is absolutely no thread as to why it exists. You know that it was done out of love, out of passion, and you know they have forced it. Someone somewhere has forced this shit through. They are forced spending a lot of money to make it happen, to make their dream a reality. And when it surrounds Star Trek Voyager, you know it's going to be a good time. All right, that's all. That's where I land on it. That's where I land on it. If I had all my, unfortunately, all my my Voyager VHS tapes, which I spent a lot of time collecting in my youth, I've somewhat become structurally integral to this house. So I can't, I can't easily remove them from where they are, to present them in the saddest way possible on the stream. You can't see it because I've had to. This all came in very hot, by the way. Yeah, I had dreams of me, you know, superimposed, using the screen to good effect and superimposed on the bridge. But every time I tried to bring the screen back into actual action live, as we know from 007 Nightfire, it becomes a mess and it doesn't look good. I end up having to blind myself. I do still have a working TV with a VCR in this household. It's not in active use, but it is present. If I so need it, I don't need it, but it still exists. I've converted a bunch of stuff of not Star Trek Voyager tapes, but you know, like you know, family videos and stuff over the years. So the stuff I actually care about is no longer reliant on that TV existing, but it is still here. The more the merrier, Alicia, the more the merrier. Thank you very much. Please do continue spreading word of what is happening here, because this is a historic day for this channel. It feels like coming full circle, you know? I wouldn't be in GTRP without Voyager. I wouldn't have a YouTube channel without Voyager. I wouldn't have a Twitch channel without Voyager. For all these things are worth, right? So thank God we have a brand new Star Trek Voyager game to play. When I say brand new, we are slightly late to the party. Everyone's already done this, but I had to wait for this to be delivered. We couldn't do it without this, obviously. I also made a very late decision. Fuck me, Paul. 1,000 bits. Thank you very much, mate. That's very kind and most unnecessary. Very unnecessary. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you for rewarding the effort, the clear effort. The hardest bit of this is keeping this comm badge straight. I didn't know that this would actually come with a physical comm badge. I literally thought it was just printed on the thing. I mean, it's cheap tap, right? But you know, it looks the part. I can tap it and it moves and it will spin upside down. Actually, the hardest part was putting my pips on. My pips are not straight. They're not aligned. But I had to put these on. You know, I've got no one here to put them on for me, unfortunately. I'm sure Danny would have offered. But I did the best I could. I also had to make a very late decision that the window in here needed to be opened as wide as possible, as quickly as possible, and I had to be wearing fewer clothes under this thing than I was intending to. Enjoy that mental image, by the way. But okay, look, we're here. We're here. And we're ready to begin. We're ready to begin our journey across the unknown. What is Star Trek Voyager across the unknown? Well, it's kind of a blend of a few things. We're taking the role of captain of the USS Voyager. We do become Janeway. We will become Janeway. And we are going to be essentially. There's like an FTL quality to it. There's a fallout shelter quality to it. We're going to be building rooms on our ship. There's going to be resource management. We're going to have to manage the morale of the crew. We're going to be making story-based decisions. We're not going to be, we are going to be essentially be following roughly the same path as in the show, encountering scenarios within the game that are taken out of the show, based around episodes of the show. But we can make different decisions. We're going to have to be assigning crew members to away teams, so who we assign to take part in certain missions may affect the outcome based on the talents and skills and whatnot. There's going to be a lot of tech tree stuff going on. I believe this game is very much designed to, you can't unlock everything. You've got to make choices, you've got to make sacrifices, trade-offs, and how the ship goes, how it, the technology that's involved, the crew members you pick up along the way would be different in every run. So look, I think we just need to get in there and see it. I have not played this. I did not play the demo. I saw some people You know, I've dipped in and out of other people playing it, a few streams and videos and whatnot. We're just gonna go and see what happens, essentially. I decided not to launch this ahead of time, because I was already running late, so I thought I'm not gonna start messing with audio and deafening myself with menu music and all that, so I'm gonna launch the game here. My making me fit in this screen was a mistake, because it's completely blown off. I'm now flipped the way I'm not supposed to be flipped. And when I go over to my game screen, I'm now too big. So I need to do some live adjustments to my camera to fit into this. Oh, here we go. I'm a bit smaller now. It's still not great. I can fix this a little bit more. I've done some fancy stuff. Oh, not that fancy stuff. With my camera. Oh, that we almost went. We don't want to go that way. I feel like something's wrong here. Something is very wrong here. I had to rebuild all this. In order to have my different camera layouts on different streams. Do not redeem the Doomsday Reel. Exactly, Alicia. This is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying to people. Technical problems, live troubleshooting. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. But I've had to redo a lot of stuff. I had to redo all my camera stuff, including all the frame and stuff like that. Because I needed to recreate it from scratch in order to have different layouts on different scenes, and I fucked everything, and including making this too small. How do I make it bigger? Hold on. Oh, hold on. All right, I'm bigger now. This looks good. This looks good. Oh, up here, up here, up here, up here. There we go. This looks better. This looks better. We don't need my logo and stuff. I'm gonna make myself a bit smaller. I am not the star here. I am not the star here. Voyager is the star. I do not need to be big on this screen. All right, let me take you over. Oh, let me take you over because there's some fabulous music happening over here. All right. 2 minutes. Don't need you. Brace your eardrums. I have not done any live audio. I've not done anything. You know what? I'm gonna capture cursor because I imagine my cursor is gonna be around in this game. All right, here we go. Here we go. Get ready. Yes. Yes. It's one of those games where the audio will mute every time I click off back onto OBS. There we go. Thank you for redeeming Hydrate, Paul. I am fucking ready for you this time. I am fucking ready for you this time, mate. Danny understands. Danny does get it. She's never afraid to call it out as often as possible. This has been updated since I last launched it. Do I need streamer mode for this? I don't think I do. This has been updated since I last played it. Maybe there's now there's not a do not mute when on other thing. I think graphics for this game are as high as they go. There is a deluxe edition which I do not have, which adds a few other missions. I considered picking it up, but it didn't seem worth it. I think we just need to get into it. Yeah, I don't. This is the one thing I kind of. It's a bit scummy. I think hiding missions behind a couple missions behind a thing at launch is nah. I don't care for it. Whack it all in, This is a pretty niche product, so let's whack it all in. Deal with some DLC later. I think we're just gonna begin. Your profile too, but I'm too much of a purist. I'm too much of a purist. Right, difficulty mode. Adventure mode. Focus on the journey. Recommended place you want to enjoy the story and exploration without the constant pressure of the fight for survival. Also, there's a whole actual ship combat element to this. Like, there's a whole Mass Effect looking down at the galaxy, going around scanning planets and stuff. Then there's actual ship combat in a 3D space, and then there's the whole Fallout Shelter bit of side-on view of a ship building things. There's a lot going on here. Survival, the authentic Delta Quadrant experience recommended for experienced strategists and resource managers. Resources are limited. Combat is challenging. Dialogue and away mission manning. Homesickness is a problem. Years of Hell, the ultimate stress test. Recommended players who have already completed survival mode and wish to put their skills to a test. Well, okay, we will follow the recommendation. Straight down the middle. Survival. Look, replayability seems very high on this game. We will probably get our chance to. We gotta give ourselves something to build towards, alright? For, you know, the one stream that this goes for, and then we forget to play it because we end up in RP for the next 2 years. Alright, let's straight down the middle. Recommended difficulty. Let's go. You are the captain of a Federation starship USS Voyager. Yes, I am. Manage your ship and crew. My pips on this side. Not a good start. Manage your ship and crew. Plot a course through procedurally generated star systems. Your unique ship build and the decisions you make will reshape the story. Catching shaders. That's what happens at the start of Voyager. I just made me want to watch Caretaker again. I have been watching the odd Voyager episode recently. Hold on, here we go.
So, a few days back, this Captain Janeway breezes into my cozy
Tom Paris himself.
like she owns the place.
I see, it auto poses when I click away. You're gonna know every time.
Stern and smells like
gotta get the order right.
and regulations.
There we go, last one.
She served with my old man on the Albatani. Turns out her security chief, too.
This is where Voyager starts. It's legit.
Ship that vanished in the Badlands. Now Janeway needs that missing ship found, and because of my past associations, I'm apparently the resident expert on the Badlands.
This sounds like it was recorded on a webcam.
She puts in a good word for me at my next parole review. Simple. Still, the view is infinitely better than a holding cell. It's not every day you get a front row seat on a brand new Intrepid-class starship's maiden voyage. The USS Voyager. Might even get to touch the helm.
Hey, we've got Deep Space Nine in a video game in 2026 as well. How about that, folks? How about that? There he is! Okay, that is not Tom Paris. That is not the lady who was at the helm in Caretaker. This is non-canon. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. I'm not going to do a Janeway impersonation, let's be honest. Enter Kim, you're fresh from the academy, ready for your first deep space assignment. Before the duty captain, it's an honor to be here. I hope I live up to your expectations. You won't, mate. You will never be promoted. You'll be nothing but a disappointment. Ensign Kim, I trust you've already met Tom Paris, our esteemed observer, a former Maquis pilot who will help us search for Badlands for the Maquis vessel. You know, there he is. With all due respect, ma'am, observer is hardly a title befitting my talents. I'm the best damn pilot in the sector. Call me pilot extraordinaire, Ensign. I don't remember this dialogue. The Maquis, wow, I've heard a lot of stories about them. Relax. I was with the Maquis only for a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. Exposition. This is exposition. Penal colony? Enough chatter, gentlemen. All hands, this is the captain. By the way, where's the bun? 0 out of 10. This should start as we go through the sectors. Janeway's hair should change as it did in the series. All hands, as the captain, report to your stations. Helm, take us into the Badlands. Maximum warp. Controversial opinion. Paris got way too much special treatment and B'Elanna should have dumped his ass. I agree. I agree. Look at this. It's the Badlands. The Badlands. A treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from a view screen. A subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. You know what? 7 of 9 was right. When you think about it. Some deep cuts coming your way over the course of this series. The Voyager conspiracy. 7 of 9 had a point, alright, when it came to a science vessel going to chase down the Maquis. Tri-cobalt devices used to destroy your array, spoilers. Which were never seen or heard of again. It just happened to be on the ship. 7 made some good points in that episode, alright? I'm just saying. But we don't have 7 yet. We don't have a 7 yet. I keep adjusting my comm badge. It's really annoying. It's like I'm actually on the bridge. I'm trying to make a good impression. Scanners are picking up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Paris. Any ideas where your former colleagues might be hiding? I wasn't exactly Mackie of the Year, Captain, but they did prefer underground bases from most planets, and... Captain, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm reading a coherent Tetrion beam scanning us, and a displacement wave heading towards us. Oh god, here it comes. A colossal wave of turbulent energy surges towards Voyager, its power dwarfing anything the crew has ever seen. With no time to analyze the threat, emergency measures are initiated. I tried to search for a video before this that seems to have been scrubbed from the internet. It was something like Star Trek in Brief. There was a series of short videos on YouTube once called Star Trek in Brief or Star Trek Short or something like that, where they just take clips of Star Trek out of context or redefine them or just take the piss out of them. And one of my favorite ones was of this scene in Caretaker, just before the wave hits and Voyager's flung into the Delta Quadrant. Janeway orders everyone to brace for impact. Janeway braces for impact. Tom Paris braces for impact. Harry Kim braces for impact. The first officer, whose name escapes me, decides to take this moment to sprint full pelt across the bridge. He's not heading for his chair. He's gone all the way around all the railings he could have held onto. He's bypassed about 6 stations on his way. He just sprints into the middle of the bridge and dies. The video of that really amused me. I wish it was here. Alright, okay, this red alert. Here we go. Evasive maneuvers. Too late. The wave will intercept us in 5 seconds. We're fucked. Brace for impact. Oh, look at this. We're getting little cutscenes as well. Oh, we're fucked. As the crew regains consciousness, they find the bridge in total devastation. Twisted metal, sparking consoles, and injured crewmates paint a grim picture. What just happened? Damage report. Major hull and deck damage. The transporters are offline, and we're receiving casualty reports. Bridge to sick bay. Doctor, I've got injured crew on the bridge. Doctor? Damn. Captain, we're losing systems across multiple decks. Deuterium tanks are empty. Warp core's gone to grey mode. We're on I thought that said, we're on reserves, baby! But, oh, they're taking Harry in a really different direction here. We're on reserves, barely. They did have to recast Janeway. I've watched that original tape of Guinevere. Is that her name? Guinevere Bujold, the French actress. But yes, I did know that. I find that incredibly fascinating. That kind of stuff. Just how you could immediately see how different the character would have been with a different actor. Thankfully, and I'm grateful that we ended up with Kate Mulgrew. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors are offline. Stellar cartography must be down. Voyager's blind, Captain. Oh god, here we go. Janeway to engineering. We need stellar cartography back online now. Alright. Click on the question mark to revisit any tutorial screen. Activate the stellar cartography in the lower left part of the ship. To activate it, open up its menu by selecting the room and switching on the power supply. Here it is. Here's stellar. Alright, let's zoom out here. This is what we're dealing with. Look at this. So this is like the panel on the back of the bridge. This is real cool. We got the shuttle bay here. We've got engineering. The warp core's off. Look at this. We can zoom right in. Oh man, this is cool. This is really neat. This really is fallout shelter. So we've got the shuttle bay here. Can we follow the turbolifts? We can follow the turbolifts about. That's fun. We've got it down here. We've got the deflector down here. Parts of a ship you only usually see from the outside. You don't really see them in the show. Which is pretty good. Speaking of things you only see from the outside, the Aero Shuttle, folks, which is never deployed in the actual series, but is always visible from on the underside of the model. There it is. Maybe we can get that repaired and launch that. Now, when you're on a stream talking about the USS Voyager's Aero Shuttle, you know you're You're playing with some deep cuts. Got the phaser control room over here. A lot of ruined rooms. Alright. What's over here? Life support rooms. All damaged. Holodecks here. The mess holes over here, look. Huh. I can even tell with the lights off that the mess hole looks like it did before Neelix took over. That's nice. That's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. Obviously the bridge is up here. Looks a lot better than it did a minute ago. Alright, let's get stellar cartography online. Switch on. So this is going to take 3 power and 2 crew. We've got 1 work team isolate. We've got 44 crew idling. 50 in total. We've got 1 work team available. The crew is the heart and soul of Voyager. Crew is required to operate rooms but needs quarters, rations, and treatment when they are sick or injured. Morale influences how productive your crew is working. Work teams are required to perform repairs, constructions, and hull repair on board Voyager. Let's have a look at what we've got up here. Borg nanites. Borg nanites are required to build and upgrade Borg rooms. Borg nanites are produced in a bio-laboratory from deuterium and tritanium. Bioneural gel packs. Here we go. When I spoke about bioneural gel packs not that long ago, for some reason. Bioneural gel packs are a vital resource used for initially repairing life support, as well as constructing and upgrading rooms. Bioneural gel packs are produced in a biolaboratory from food and tritanium. Science points. We have 150 science points. Science points are produced in the science laboratory. Occasionally, they can also be obtained in away missions or points of interest. Science points are required to research technologies in the tech tree. Dilithium. 15 dilithium. Dilithium is a rare resource that is mandatory for warp core upgrades. It is also used to construct shuttles, to hire allied ships for combat, and to advance in the tech tree. Dilithium is a valuable trading resource, so we need dilithium to work down some tech trees. Deuterium is transformed into energy in the warp core. It can also be used to replicate food. We have no deuterium. Got 60 energy. 60 energy, 12 being consumed, 48 available. Warp core in grey mode. Energy is provided by the warp core and is used to operate every room inside Voyager. Each warp core tier provides a different amount of energy. Batteries. Batteries store excess energy of the warp core. They serve as a temporary energy source when the energy demand is higher than the energy output, or when deuterium is depleted, delaying the activation of the grey mode if enough energy is stored. So if we run out of power, we'll end up in grey mode. Duranium. Duranium is a basic building resource required for constructing and repairing rooms, researching new technologies, repairing the hull, crafting, unlocking new tech tree tiers, and shuttle construction. The secret handicap of not like being a full-time streamer is you've got to do this after a day of talking all day. It's not easy. Food. Food is served in a mess hall as food rations and is required to feed the crew. It is also needed to produce bioneural gel packs, and it can be produced in the hydroponics bay. Alright, okay. Let's switch on stellar cartography. Captain, sense of picking up something out there, but well, how he's trying to stammer is we're not in the Badlands anymore. There he is. Tom Paris appears to have aged 30 years from where he is in the show. Well, here we are. Here it is. What is that thing? Where are we? While sensor working, we just jumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. The Delta Quadrant. I like these things at the side tracking my cursor position. That's nice. The Delta Quadrant. How? Captain, the life support systems are failing. This array will have to wait. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Find us a deuterium source. Alright. Scan points of interest. Marked with white question marks to reveal resources. Scan until you reveal deuterium, the fuel resource. Alright, here we are. Sector-wide view. In the Caretaker chapter. So we're gonna have to leave the array and go looking for... We can get really down here. That's cool. If I do middle mouse button, it takes me back to Voyager. This is cool. I like that. I like that. All right, so let's go looking around. There's a Class Y planet here, which is 2 cycles away. Class Y planet, a shipwreck, a debris field, a Class G planet, another shipwreck, Class P planet. So even though, you know, we have our story beat here, we've got this whole sector to explore, potentially do certain things in. This is fascinating. Class G planet right in the middle. I mean, let's go straight to this Class Y planet. Why not? It's a hot zone. Scan celestial body to collect data. Uranium. Alright. Oh. Let's grab the deuterium then. Alright, so we found some deuterium in this debris field, I'm guessing. Navigate your ship by traveling to various locations. While traveling, time passes in the form of cycles. When visiting points of interest, you can choose between different approaches with different risks and outcomes. The different colours of the chance bar represent the possible outcomes. Dark green and light green, excellent and good outcomes, higher rewards such as extra resources, morale increase, etc. Yellow, average outcomes, can include minor setbacks. Orange and red, bad and terrible outcomes, lead to low rewards, and medium to major setbacks like destroyed rooms, hull damage, or severe injuries. Let us try and avoid the orange and red outcomes. Alright, so we found some deuterium. Let's set a course. It's gonna take us 2 cycles to get there. Well, 3 cycles to get there, but we're off. Right. We detected a small debris field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be a remnant of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful in here. Collect any easily accessible resources, which will give us a maximum of 548 deuterium. Use the tractor beam to try to clump up the debris for easier collection. At a maximum of 844. We'll leave. I mean, it's only yellow. I think we probably take the risk with the tractor beam, right? Oh. The operation was a big success. We've managed to recover a lot of resources. The maximum 844 deuterium. Great job. Great job, whoever's running the tractor beam. Captain, we can now deactivate grey mode. Ready to increase warp core output. Alright. The warp core, oh god, the warp core is the reactor that powers the ship. To generate energy, it continuously consumes deuterium. Depending on the reactor level, you produce more energy, but more deuterium is required. Increase the power output by selecting main engineering and switching the warp core to a higher tier. Alright. Oh my god. We're really getting into it. Alright. So we can only do tier 1. We need to upgrade engineering to get to high tiers anyway. Alright, here we go. Tier 1. Our energy levels are returning to normal, Captain. Good. Now what about this thing? This array. I can't tell, Captain, but our scanners detected a Maquis vessel next to it. Optional. Try hailing them. Try hailing them. Hail them. No response, Captain. Scan for life signs. Chance 100%. Scan the ship life times, ensign. There's no one on board, Captain. Scan the array. Chance 40% plus 35%. What about the array? Seems like failure. It seems our sensors can't penetrate it. We'll just have to see for ourselves. I want the transporter room repaired and ready. Mr. Paris, get us to a uranium deposit. We'll need to repair the transporter room. Alright, we found some uranium. Deuterium, your fuel that powers warp drive, uranium and titanium essential for construction and repair, crews need top-tier key systems, and rooms. Alright, we've already carried out our own tutorial of the HUD, so we don't need to go through all that. But we did find some uranium on this Class Y planet, so let's set a course. Meow. We located a rich asteroid field containing valuable minerals. One of our scientists suggests using a new experimental mining technique which has the potential for a much higher yield, but there's a chance it could destroy the asteroids. Use standard mining procedure. We don't have a science lab, so we can't get the max. We could potentially leave and come back to get more once we've got a science lab. Let's see what we need to do to get a science lab. How do we ship? Do we have a science lab ready to be repaired? Yes, we do. So we need 14 geranium to repair it. Can we find that? Potentially without using this one. Let's scan over here. More deuterium. More uranium. Let's go check out over here. Deuterium. 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 And more uranium. Alright. That's 4 cycles away. They're both 4 cycles away. They're kind of like equidistant. So let's go over here. We might be able to, you know, take better advantage if we can get a science lab. Safe research for anything valuable entering the station. Repair parts of mining... I'm skipping the entire context. We came across an abandoned mining station. The station is under lockdown and seems to be damaged. Safe research for anything valuable we're entering. Repair parts of mining station. We can't do that because we haven't got an engineering office. 55? I mean, I guess let's just take the 55. If we get it, we got it. Alright. Station has been looted. We still managed to salvage a few resources. We now have all the uranium we need. Engineering sent by Voyager transporter captain. Alright, well I guess we'll use this immediately. Got 55, we only need 14 for this. Transport room is repairing. Transporter's back online, Captain. Mr. Paris, set course for your array. It's time we got some answers. Alright, so the transport room's online. How much do we need for science lab? Oh, it's locked. Alright. So it's intentionally locked, it seems. We can't get to that. We need to get into like the whole hero system as well at when we start unlocking that stuff. Alright, so let's just play the game. Oh, we can actually rotate. We'll go back to Voyager. Look at this! It's like Sins of a Solar Empire, huh? Look at that. Voyager is a great idea for this type of game, you know? It wouldn't work with, like, the other... I mean, it would. I mean, you could make a game like this out of, you know, Next Generation. Or the original series or whatever, but, you know, from a story point of view, Voyager's a great fit for this. I've already seen someone float the idea of there should be an expansion in the future based on the Equinox. Or the Equinox, however you choose to pronounce it. Where you make drastically different decisions as Captain Ransom. Again, I'm just another, you know, hypothetical for the true Voyager fans out there. Alright, let's head back to the array then. Here we are. Here we are. Because this, unlike the actual uniforms, which are layered, like this would be, you know, a tank top, and this jacket I could rip apart. This is one big jumpsuit, so every small movement I make is, you know, agitating other parts of my body in a way that I'm not comfortable with. Enter Kim and Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. Alright, who's gonna die on mission 1? Let's find out. Away missions present a series of challenges. Heroes possess skills and traits. Select heroes with the matching skills for your away team. Well, we've got Tom, and we've got Harry. Tom is pilot. Harry is quick-witted. Alright, what are these things here? What are these traits? Recommended traits, pilot and quick-witted. Well, we've got the team. I don't want to dive into what these traits are. I can't really see here yet, so maybe we'll find out along the way. Alright. Start mission. Decide on an approach and select the hero to complete the challenge with the appropriate skill. If the skill is lower than the requirement, the success chance is displayed. Captain, we seem to have materialized in the middle of a cornfield. This place is eerily similar to Earth, but something's off. Any suggestions on what to do next? Look for any footprints or strange noises. Scan for any life signs or strange energy signatures. I mean, in this scenario, I would probably begin scanning for life signs. Required 33. Required 29. Well, we haven't got enough for either of these things. Okay. It scales, that's fine. I mean, I would scan for life signs. So I think we're gonna... How do I confirm lock in? Alright, Harry. Scan for life signs. Success. Harry and Tom use their tricorders to scan for life signs and detect a strange energy spike emanating from a nearby area. Following the readings, they navigate through the corn and find a farm with people working the fields. An old man sits on the porch of a nearby farmhouse, strumming a banjo. Oh yes. After a challenge, the participating team members are fatigued and their skill values are reduced. Let them rest for the next challenge to recover and plan ahead accordingly. Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. He might know what's going on here. How should we approach him? Demand to know what's going on. Try to read his body language for any clues. Argue with facts that this can't be a farm on Earth and you want to know what's going on. Well, Harry is fatigued. So we're going to go with Tom on this one. Try to read body language for any clues. Demand to know what's going on. More reward, bigger risk for demanding to know what's going on. So these are science points we're earning here. Potentially. I feel like demand to know what's going on would be the logical thing. Let's observe. This is a science vessel. This is a science mission. Easy. Harry and Tom discreetly observe the old man, trying to analyze his body language. Something feels off, like he's putting on an act, but they can't quite put a finger on why. The old man seems perplexed by their presence, muttering about Harry and Tom being early and how it is not their turn yet. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. You can select more than one hero for a challenge if they possess the required skill. If accumulated skill value is equal or higher than the required number, you have a chance for a critical success. Golden part of the chance bar. Okay. The old man isn't much help. We'll try to find the Mackie ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricorder readings are off the charts. There's definitely something strange about it, especially that back wall. Investigate the barn with a hidden door. Try to analyze what these energy readings could be. Try to find a way to break the illusion of the wall. Potentially 150 deuterium on the line. It's pretty good chance with Harry. Let us try to find a way to break the illusion of the wall. Alright. Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air. But before they can break the illusion, the people from the field burst in, wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals that the barn is an illusion. The back wall dissolving to show a bluish glowing room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. Sometimes you have to make major decisions that influence how the story proceeds. These decisions are marked with a golden outline. These people must be the missing Mackie. They are being held here, Captain. We must get them out of here. Uh-oh. I don't like heartbeats. Wake up the tattooed man. Wake up the half Klingon woman. Well, in this instance, we've got a disadvantage with Harry because he's fatigued. Although it looks like we've got a pretty much 100% chance of either. Right. Who do we want to wake up, chat? Do we want to wake up the tattooed man, who is of course Chakotay, or the half Klingon woman, who is of course B'Elanna? Any preference? 20 duranium on the line for Chakotay. 200 deuterium on the line for B'Elanna. I think B'Elanna is a solid shout, Elysium. 200 deuterium. And it looks like this is going to succeed regardless of Harry's fatigued. So let's wake up B'Elanna. Your choice has consequences. Harry sprints towards the half-Klingon woman, hoping to rouse her. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, a look of concern on his face. Before Harry can react, a blinding white light fills the room, and everything goes blank. We got our deuterium. Alright, mission complete. 5 science points, another 350 deuterium. Tom and Harry have leveled up. 4 successful challenges. Injury-free bonus. And ×1 multiplier for it being Sector 1. That was a pretty successful away mission. Well done, everybody. Captain Janeway anxiously awaits the return of her away team when Harry Kim unexpectedly materializes behind her. What happened on the array? Whoa, I'm back on Voyager? What happened over there, Mr. Kim? We lost contact with you for several hours. Hours? We were just there, right, Tom? Tom? Seems like he's still on the array. I hope. Captain, we're being hailed by the Mackie. Okay. Starfleet, I don't know what you did to our commander, but I can still ram this wreck into your precious starship. Rammers, one of our own is also missing. It does make sense to postpone the ramming until we're all accounted for. Does that sound reasonable? We're beaming over. You weren't invited. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of the Mackie crew is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. Don't play games, Starfleet. We're armed and ready to defend ourselves. So in Caretaker, it's the other way. We've gone the opposite way, right? Like Chakotay. Do any of them get to the ship early? I think B'Elanna stays behind, right? And Chakotay comes on the ship earlier. I think we've gone the other way here, which is interesting. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. There he is. Tuvok recruited. Likewise, Captain. Miss Torres, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate the Maquis. Great time to let this one slip, Tuvok. I never liked you, Vulcan. That is unsurprising. I assure you I performed my Maquis duties to the highest standards. Attack. You win some, you lose some. Let's focus on bringing Mr. Paris and your commander back. B'Elanna recruited. His name is Chakotay, and we can't get back in that easy. They're sealed, and their communications are cut off. Lieutenant Tuvok, get down to engineering and find a way to bypass whatever's jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. Captain, the ship's status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. We require resources and the engineering office to mobilize additional workforces. Prioritize life support, secure core decks, and restore Deck 5 functionality first to gain access to the engineering office. To be able to supply power to a room, you need to activate the life support unit on the corresponding deck. So that's why there's so many life support units. Each life support unit consumes energy, so plan accordingly. I did plan to have a whole bunch of Voyager sound alerts ready for stream, but you know, I only had like 4 months to prepare, so obviously I ran out of time. We will improve as we go along. I also wanted my cam outline to be an LCARS display, but you know, we'll get there. Alright, so we have enough energy to switch on life support on Deck 5. Let's do that now. Life support restored on Deck 5, Captain. Engineering office is now available. And of course, it's a mess. You'll have to fix it before we can even use it. So, we require 1 work team, which we have. It will take 2 cycles, I think that's what that means. And 8 uranium, which we have plenty of. So let us repair the engineering office. Repairs in progress. It's going to take 2 cycles. Until completion, it will be logical to scan all planets in the system and gather more deuterium and uranium. Okie dokie. We're going to wait until we have the science lab. We're going to try and wait. Let's go to the shipwreck. Let's get over here. Why not? Okay, the engineering office is online, which is going to provide a additional work team. Have a look. Boom. Engineering office is fully operational again, Captain. We now have an additional work team to carry out 2 tasks simultaneously. Building or repairing rooms, or even clearing debris, occupies work teams. To be able to carry out several tasks at the same time, obtain additional teams by building or upgrading engineering offices. Okay. Logically, excuse me, we should now focus on Deck 2 and the mess hall to ensure that the crew's food supply, maintaining the physical endurance. This requires reactivating life support in that section first. Let's get the mess hall online. The morale shows your current morale. The change to morale per cycle and icons indicating your crew's needs. Open the overview screen and switch to morale to get detailed info about your crew's needs. Your decisions in ship management, food, crew quarters, and events affect crew morale. If morale falls to 0, the crew mutinies and the game is over. Okie dokie. I've made a sort of pact with myself. When this game launched, it did not have manual save slots. It only had autosave slots. You could not save scum it. I've kind of made a mental pact with myself that we are not here to save scum. If we lose, it's because we deserve to lose, and we will lose, alright? And we will go back and make other decisions. That is my thinking. Alright, let us switch on life support on Deck 2, because we've got the power for it. Life support on Deck 2, access to a mess hall is now possible. It has sustained extensive damage. Emergency rations are currently deployed. After repair, the crew can access replicate rations again. Alright, let's check the morale. I don't have the morale option yet, I don't think. Oh, in here. Alright. There are 50 without quarters, which is fucking decimating our maximum morale. Thankfully, we've got no one sick or injured. Emergency rations minus 40, 50 crew without quarters minus 40. Alright, so we need mess hall and we need crew quarters back online. How much do we need from oh, easy. We can get us back online easy. Repairs in progress. Until completion, we should address crew accommodation. The ruined room must be cleared to create room for residential sections. The crew is heavily damaged and many parts are destroyed beyond repair. To free up new building space, you will have to remove the remnants of the old. Select the room and give the order to clear the debris. Removing debris takes time to pass the time travel on the map. Okay. Let's clear this ruined room. 16 uranium back. While waiting for our work teams to finish, we should continue to collect more resources. I thought that said while we wait for our walk teams to continue. But yeah. Captain, we found an abandoned ship adrift in space. It's powered down but structurally sound, with sealed storage compartments. Leave the storage alone and focus on salvaging from other parts of the ship. Destroy the vessel and salvage the debris. Torpedo launch bay. 500, 715, let's just get the 500. Boom. Oh, storage is full. So we've lost a bunch. We don't have the storage for it. What's this? Deuterium at max capacity. So we need to build like storage rooms as well. So we need to build cargo bays. We gotta start thinking about the layout of our ship as well. Like, where do we want the cargo bays? Where are the cargo bays historically? In my mind, you know, they'd be down over here towards the back of the ship. There's not a lot to work with over here though, so I'm thinking like the cargo bays should be down here. I reckon these two here would make good cargo bays. I don't have any work teams to bring that online at the moment, so we'll have to wait. We'll be patient. We've got 2 repairs in progress. We've got time. We've got time. Alright, let's go to this cross-wide planet. Mess hall has been repaired, folks. Here it is. Mess hall repairs completed, Captain. We should switch to replicate rations now. It would enhance crew well-being. With every cycle, your crew consumes rations. You can always use emergency rations, which don't require resources but lower morale. The crew is accustomed to premium rations made by the replicator, those increase morale but consume deuterium. Premium replicator rations. Everyone is going to be happy. We've got loads of deuterium. Enjoy. Replicator rations now issued to the crew. Look at this. Everyone's delighted. Oh, look at this. Oh, how fun is this? You don't get to see this in the show. When Neelix converts this into a kitchen, Janeway tells him that this used to be the captain's private dining quarters, so here it is. You don't actually get to see it in the show. That's nice. That's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. Okay, one more cycle in this ruined room. So our morale is on the up. We just need to build some crew quarters. We detected a small debris field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be the remnants of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful here. Collect any easily accessible resources. Use the tractor beam again. Let's try and use the tractor beam again. Nice. 66 uranium. Let's go all the way out to this Class P planet. Alright, ruined room has been cleared. Maybe we should rebuild some crew quarters now. It'll do wonders for morale, Captain. To build new rooms, select empty building space, bring up a construction menu. If you have enough work team time resources, you can build a room. Every room needs a corresponding area, so plan accordingly. Alright, so do you want crew quarters? Or do you have to like get through the sick bay? And I actually feel like crew quarters should be on deck. What is this? Deck 6. But what do I know? Tuvok told me up here, so I've got to listen to my man. Alright. Maintenance, crew, technology, combat, Borg tech, crew. Emergency quarters accommodates 12 crew. Crew quarters accommodates 10 crew, but more morale. Alright, looks like it's gonna have to be emergency quarters for the time being. We can build another holodeck, we can build another sick bay. Officers' quarters. Observation lounge. Alright, emergency quarters it is. Your crew is the lifeblood of a ship. Each room required personnel to operate, so keep this in mind when adding new rooms or upgrades. Don't forget to provide the necessary accommodation, or morale may drop faster than you'd like. Alright. Here we go. We're being hailed. Captain, the raised jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communication. Let's hope we respond. Hail the array. There it is. Who's this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. I remember that voice, Captain. It's the old man with the banjo. But his form is entirely different compared to how he appeared on the array. I'm Captain Janeway of the Federation starship Voyager. We mean you no harm. We just want our people back. Your people? Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. You'll just have to leave them. Alright, Janeway. Appeal to his humanity. Tell us where they are. Try to intimidate him. Give them back. Let B'Elanna talk. Or optional, scan the array for Tom and Chakotay. That's a 100% chance. 40% chance, 40% chance, 40% chance plus 30 plus 30 plus 30. Let's go optional. Scan the array for Tom and Chakotay. I hope we rely on the words of a stranger. Scan the array for life. We've got all this technology, right? No sign of him, Captain. Well, never mind. No human or life forms indicated at all. Who or what are we talking to right now? Tell us where they are. We are entrusted with their safety. Their families and friends rely on us to bring them home. They are our responsibility. I understand, but I had no choice. But this isn't enough time. Time for what? I must honor a debt that can never be repaid. Find something that cannot be found. Offer your help. What kind of debt? What kind of debt? Maybe we can help. Were you listening? It can't be repaid. All I can do is protect them. No, no, you're stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. We've been cut off, Captain. Damn it, we haven't got any clothes to Paris and Chakotay. You managed to get something. You Starfleet don't know how to fight, but you sure talk good. Captain, if I may. I have observed that the array has been sending energy pulses towards the 5th planet of the neighboring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our missing crew's location, investigation of this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only lead we have. Thoughts, Miss Torres? I don't like this any more than you do, but it'll be easier if we work together, Captain. Helm, set course for the 5th planet of the neighboring system. Let's find our people. Set course for 5th planet in the neighboring system, maximum warp. The sector map shows the entire sector of several star systems. You can either travel directly to another system, or you can scan the system first and select a specific pole to visit. A POI? It's got to be a point of interest. All right. Well, we're gonna be wrapping up this sector first. All right. Same again. Let's use the tractor beam to get see if we can get more deuterium. Right. We've done well on all these rolls so far. Oh, we've got full storage, haven't we? Shit, we've lost it all. Fuck. Deuterium and uranium both at max capacity now. Like, what can we do here? Can we build? We've got a work crew available. Can we build a cargo bay somewhere? We've got life. We've only got life support on this deck. If I go down here and say I want life support repaired down here, we can't. We're missing 20 tritanium. Shit. We have no tritanium. Oh, this is a sector map. So that's where it wants us to go. Is there anything else in the system we can use, though? I'm gonna have to find out. Let's have a look. This is, again, this just says deuterium. Leave for now. It's gonna take us a whole bunch of cycles to get around. So we have to keep an eye on our resources as we fly between planets. Emergency quarters have been built. That's good. Look at we're loving it already. Just having a nice sleep, got the coffee on the go, got the towels on the beds waiting for them. Oh, we can even see who's in this room, look. You actually see the names of the crew. Oh no. Some of these people are gonna die on the way. I'm gonna be sad. Because I know their names now. Ad work team. Yeah, everyone's still happy over here. Alright. Morale's good. Got enough deuterium. We probably just end up having to move on here. Yeah. We can't collect any resources here. Let's go over here because this one doesn't have resources. Have we already done this one? Oh, this was the mining place, wasn't it? We've done this one. Alright. Okay, so maybe we do have to move on then. Because we can't collect any resources. Alright, sector. Optional, clear more rune rooms and build emergency course for the entire crew. Okay, we can do that then while we're here. That looks of things, if it'll let us. So I clear the room next to it. That's gonna take 6 cycles, so we'll just fly around the sector for a little bit. I wonder if there's a way to skip cycles without flying around. Alright, rune rooms. I would like to build more emergency quarters, please. Yes, please. Oh, interesting. It splits off as well, so we can actually gain a separate room next to it. That's going to take another 6 cycles. We need to keep an eye on our resources as we skip around. Alright, deuterium running low. Deuterium levels are critical. The ship won't last long without refuel. If you don't locate a new supply soon, be addressed situation on new energy. No, last we need to act fast. So we will stock up. You have 25 cycles to accomplish this task. Not a problem. We know where it is. Alright. New quarters built. It's jolly good. Still another 26 to go. That's going to take a while, to be fair. I don't think we can do that before we leave. Energy loss report. Deuterium depleted. We're entering grey mode. Alright. Well, thankfully, I think... Was I smart enough to bring us somewhere we can get some more? Yes, I was. Get the tractor beam out. Alright, that was what we wanted, but it's something, isn't it? So we got a lot more deuterium. We can get some more over here. Let's get some over here. So it's 17 per cycle, maybe? Let's try and get the max again. Why not? Nice. Alright. The crew's happy. We've got 80 morale. Thank you, Lieutenant Lani. Alright, deuterium's back to full. So let's get out of here while we can. Let's head to the next sector. I kind of don't want to. But I feel like we can still do stuff here. But it's gonna take more resources. So can I build emergency quarters in this one thing here? Another 12 crew? Yeah, man. Oh no, it takes 2 slots. It takes 2 slots, so we can't. We've got life support on this deck. Next to the shield generator, so we can build some more crew resources up here, I reckon. Four cycles. We can get 2 on the go. We don't have that much uranium. 17, minus 17. So it's minus 17 per cycle. Captain, I need to address the lack of quarters. I'm working on it. Many sleeping in corridors and morale suffering. I suggest building new quarters so people can sleep in their own beds. We're pretty close. 12. I think we're pretty close to be able to build enough quarters to accommodate the entire crew. So let's promise to do that. Watch us not be able to do this now. And I've already fucked it. Emergency quarters. Boom. Ready? Emergency quarters. Boom. 6 cycles. Let's go back and forth towards a place with... we'll go over here. Then go down to more deuterium. Minus 17 per cycle. And we'll top up again. Alright. Boom. Boom. Only 2 people without quarters. It's barely worth building another room for. But shit, I don't actually have space on any. I don't actually have space on the rooms I've got available. Oh no, we do here. Let's clear this room. It's next to a mess hall. This should deck 2. If I learned anything from playing Elite Force, it's like deck 2. There's a lot of crew quarters on the deck with a mess hall, so we're playing this right. We're gonna get this done. I'm gonna leave it for now to make sure that we've got enough. We deplete enough, so that we take full advantage of finding more. Because we can't get a cargo bay yet. All right. Let's turn some of these into more emergency quarters, and we'll leave a gap on the left, I think. 6 cycles. Not a problem. Right, we're not gonna do that yet. We're not gonna do that yet. Let's go over here. Everything's fine. Everything's good so far. We're gonna go back over here. Alright, here we go. We got our quarters. Promise kept. The crew is very happy about the fulfilled promise, Captain. Morale plus 400. I'm a benevolent captain. Everyone has somewhere to sleep. Let's dive into our tab here. Premium record rations plus 10. Promise fulfilled plus 2. Promise fulfilled. Quarter problem plus 2. Emergency quarters minus 5. Well, look, one step at a time. One step at a time, folks. Alright. Look at that. Boom. Promise kept. Alright, we'll top up now. Nice. We're back to full. We'll build I want to build an additional cargo bay. 30 cycles. It depends on whether we find enough shit. But I want to build a cargo bay. It's where we can find with titanium because there isn't any in the sector, so we may as well. If we're moving on, I mean, we're going to come back here. We are going to come back here. We'll hold on to that uranium then, in case, and we'll leave some deuterium here in case we need it. Let's move on to the next sector. Woo! There we go. A lot of deuterium being used. 83 cycles have passed already. Alright, here we are. Next sector. Alright, so... Oh god. So there's a compa. We know that that's where shit's gonna go down. But let's look around here and see what's what. There's an interstellar cloud. Deuterium. Uranium. It's interesting knowing that these sectors are procedurally generated. Obviously, the main story beats are going to be the same, but... There's a spatial anomaly in this debris field. Uranium. Uranium. And deuterium on this Class J planet. I want to go ahead and check out this anomaly. Let's go to this interstellar cloud. And get some more deuterium. Perhaps. Sensors detect a dense cloud of interstellar gas with an unusually high concentration of deuterium. Oh shit, we don't have enough. We don't have enough space yet. Well, there's absolutely no point us trying to get the max, so let's leave that for now. Still no tritanium, which is a worry, because we need to build that cargo bay. Leave storage room alone. Okay, let's get some of that. There we are. We've got as much as we can. That's full. Oh shit. Well, there's no point us. We can't get anything else. Let's go to the debris field. Getting a bit closer to the sun, though. Our sensor detected a small but stable spatial anomaly. It is not dangerous, but could provide valuable scientific data. Scan the anomaly from a safe distance. Oh god, average. Oh well, we got 20 science points. The scan yielded some data, but it was corrupted by the anomaly's energy. These are all going to be flavors of we can actually get these resources because we don't have enough room. But let's check out the planet in case we can get a lower amount of deuterium, maybe. Captain, we detected massive deuterium levels in the atmosphere of this Class J gas giant. Atmospheric conditions are harsh, but potential fuel yield is exceptional. Deploy correct probes is safer, though less efficient collection. Risk to fly directly into the atmosphere to use the buzzard collectors. Well, again, we can only really get this amount, so there we go. We got a full top up. Once again, let's go to a compa. Let's go to a compa. Oh, we're running out of time to build this cargo bay. We need some fucking stuff on this planet. Look at that, we've got the Mackey ship next to us. Let's see what we have here. Following the array's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Are Tom Paris and Commander Chakotay perhaps being held in this place? What makes this place so special? Turn away team, do a general scan of the planet, check the energy impulses. Alright, let's do both of these. Anything not worried about the energy pulses? They are consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of the desert. I recommended a away team investigate the area. There is something else. The interval between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array. They're getting faster. The entity said he's running out of time, right? Whatever that means, we better hurry. Do a general scan of the planet. Let's see what we can learn about this planet. It has all the basic characteristics of an M-class planet, but no ocean, no river, nothing. However, there are settlements. Alright, we haven't got a science lab, so we'll have to leave it like that. Strange, but intriguing. Preparing away team, I cannot stop messing with this comm badge. We'll examine this world firsthand. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no, oh god. Oh god. Captain, a small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. On screen. Oh, there he is. A peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before, perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant. Whoa, we were in space for a moment. Greetings! Looking for something of a dusty old rock? Would we find anything, Mr. Neelix? Never seen a ship like yours, let me guess. You were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will. It sounds as though you've heard this story before. Thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times. Maybe 50 times. But the Caretaker's been bringing ships here for months now. The Caretaker? That's what the Acampa call him. He probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down to the planet with the Acampa. But Captain, it's a tricky place. Dangerous. You could use a guide, but of course, a guide needs a little, you know, compensation. Sounds fair. Wonderful. To be honest, I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. If you help us find your missing crew, you can have all the food and water you want. It's a deal. We've recruited Neelix. Rebuild Voyager and explore the system or skip cycles until Neelix is ready to talk. But we only have 7 cycles left to build this cargo bay, which we can't build because we have no titanium. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I hope there's titanium on a compa. So we can skip cycles. Alright. Neelix is ready to talk. Got 4 cycles left to build this cargo bay. What a delicious meal! A culinary masterpiece. I've never encountered such a tangy but comforting, smooth yet vibrant concoction. What was it called again? Tomato soup. Tomato soup! I'm something of a culinary wizard myself, you know. My Alfrasian... Alfrasian? Fuck me. Her pasta bowl is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Neelix, I am pleased you are enjoying yourself, but we need your assistance. Now. Ah yes, your missing crew, right. Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. At the foot, you'll find a Kazon Ogla encampment. Kazon what? One Kazon sect of many. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit difficult. But with the right approach, even they can be reasoned with. I thought you said the Acampa had our people. Well, the Acampa do have your people, it's just finding them is a bit tricky. My old pal, Marge Jabin, the Olga leader, might know where to look. He's a nice guy, a bit gruff, but he owes me a favor. Ask for more information about the Kazon Ogla. Anything else we should know? Water is a precious commodity around these parts. The Ogla, they mostly get theirs through trade, so a little liquid diplomacy would go a long way. I feel like I'm in my captain's chair now. I'm in the zone. Let's send the away team down. Very well, prepare an away team, and you accompany them, Mr. Neelix. Okay, doke. Let's have a look. Fly back to a combat. I think we have to stay here. If we go anywhere else, A, we won't be able to get anything anyway, and B, we'll fail this mission, so... Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders? Time to send an away team. Alright, Neelix, you're up. I think Mr. Tuvok. He looks a bit frumpy here. We can't send Harry. Recommended traits to action survival innovator. Well, we'll send B'Elanna then. She's an innovator. We don't have a survivalist. So it's gonna have to be Mr. Tuvok. Let's start this mission. The away team materializes in a small valley between the dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly, the air is hot and dry, and a sandy wind whips into their eyes. Captain, our tricorders are malfunctioning. Probably because of the energy impulses. How do we get our bearings in this dust bowl? We don't have a survivalist, so we're gonna have to struggle through to a vantage point. Thankfully, Tuvok might get us a good roll here. Yep. The away team pushes forward, battling the strong winds and low visibility. Finally, they emerge onto a ledge with a clearer view of the surrounding area. In the distance, they spot the Kazon Ogre settlement. However, the wind is picking up and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Captain, a sandstorm is heading our way. We need to find cover fast. Design an intelligent shelter to withstand the storm. Build a temporary shelter from what you can find. Isn't Janeway part of this mission? No, we didn't have the option to bring Janeway down, did we? I don't think we did. Build a temporary shelter from what you can find, analyze the area, and evaluate the best cover for the storm. Unless I fucked something up. Missed a menu or something. They've put this woman in all these pictures. I think they're expecting me to bring Janeway somehow. I don't know. Build a temporary shelter from what you can find. Analyze the area. Right, we've got an innovator, so we can build. We've got exactly what we need to build a intelligent shelter. Even though she's, oh no, she's not fatigued. Boom. B'Elanna wastes no time. With impressive efficiency, she swiftly constructs a wind-resistant shelter from surrounding debris, all the while grumbling about the perceived incompetence of the Starfleet team. After what seems like an eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges unharmed and sets off in the direction of the Kazon Ogre settlement. Captain, we've reached the settlement. How should we approach the people here? Let Neelix do the introduction. Approach in typical Starfleet manner. Approach intimidatingly, weapons at the ready. I think we need to let Neelix do the introduction. He knows them. He's been here before. It's why he's here. Easy decision. Neelix bounds forwards, greeting the Kazon Ogre in his usual boisterous manner. The women and children seem to recognize him, but their expressions are skeptical rather than welcoming. The men approach cautiously, weapons in hand. A tall Kazon emerges from the settlement. Jabin, the leader. Is it Jabin? I think it's Jabin. At the sight of Neelix, his face darkens. In the background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like the Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, peers around a corner. Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he led us to believe. How should we appease them, Captain? Assure them you have no bad intentions. Demonstrate strength to keep the Kazon at bay. Offer water in exchange for information about the Okompa. I mean, that would seem wise. We can use both here to bump up our chances. Or we can just use B'Elanna, because she's not fatigued. Let's just use B'Elanna. We're going to offer water in return for information about the Okompa. The away team offers Jabin water from the replicators. Fascinated by this technology, Jabin accepts the offer and becomes more receptive. He explains that the Okompa live underground, but access controlled by the caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to the bruised woman he is holding as a slave, an Okompa. He explains that she is one of the few who have managed to reach the surface. Suddenly, Neelix grabs a phaser. He points it at Jabin and demands the Acampa woman be freed. Sometimes certain approaching away missions bear additional risks. Dangerous approaches are marked by danger level indicator. Failing such a challenge can result in injuries or even fatalities. Things getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. Appease and carefully withdraw. Tactical retreat, run. Secure the retreat with phaser fire. I think we can secure the retreat with phaser fire. Your choice has consequences. The away team lays down covering fire, forcing the Kazon to take cover. This allows them to minimize their exposure to enemy fire. Jabin, though furious, seems to acknowledge the away team's fighting skills. They escaped with no casualties. Boom. Everyone levels up. Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the away team as he and the rescued woman kiss passionately. How deep does the relationship between the two go? My dearest Kess, didn't I promise I'd save you? I knew you'd come for me, my love. You lied and endangered my crew. This is not how trust is built, Mr. Neelix. He was desperate, Captain, but I understand. I want to repay you and your crew for saving me. As Jabin said, the access to the underground city is controlled by the caretaker. There is a tunnel, but the caretaker sealed it with a security barrier. We may be able to transport through the barrier if it has the slightest breach. A transporter signal amplifier would be necessary. Excellent idea. Kess, can you help us once we've located the breach? Of course. It's the least I can do. I'm grateful. Now, ask Kess what she knows about the caretaker. What can you tell us about the caretaker? For generations, he has provided the Acampa with food, water, energy, and protection from the outside world. Any idea why he does it, or where he came from? No. We do have stories and legends about him, but they're just stories and legends. Kess, Mr. Neelix, I'm curious. How did you two meet? I met Kess when I was trading with the Kazon Olga. They enslaved her, but she was kind, even to someone like me. I had to get her out. He visited, brought me gifts, made me laugh. He was the only good thing in that terrible place. We fell in love. Oh. I admit I used you, Captain. I apologize. But I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Kess, if it's so dangerous on the surface, why did you leave your home? I felt a strong pull to explore the world beyond my city. I yearned for the freedom to discover new things and learn about myself. Seeing my people so dependent on the caretaker, unable to even think for themselves, it was unbearable. We once possessed telepathic abilities, but these atrophied over many generations. Alright. Someone gets started on that transporter signal amplifier, and Kess, we'll go to sickbay and have you examined. Is sickbay operational? Oh shit, sickbay's fucked. Alright, let's repair sickbay. We haven't even got the doctor yet. That is oddly not how sickbay looks. Right, 3 cycles for that. We haven't got our titanium. We're gonna fail this thing, unfortunately. We can now get the science lab back online as well, so we may as well get our second crew on that job. That's only gonna be 2 cycles. Let's oh, we actually need to do the science lab anyway. So let's do that. Let's skip these cycles. Alright, science lab's online. Oh no, it's offline because we don't have enough energy. Not enough energy. So for that, we'd have to upgrade the warp core, wouldn't we? Oh, we never turned it back on. We never came out of grey mode, did we? Alright, that's producing energy. That's good. We're back in business. That could have been a disaster down the line if we didn't notice that. Can we now bring the science lab online? Yes, we can. Captain, the science lab is back online. We can start researching the signal amplifier. So, in the science lab, we can do research. Oh boy. Cargo bay. Plasma torch. Clearing ruined rooms gives 25% more resources. Small battery compartments store surplus energy from the warp core. Can provide up to 120 stored energy before gray mode gets activated. Alright. Both these things seem pretty decent for early doors. We may as well research something. We're going to be clearing a lot more rooms. So I figure we may as well do this one first. 40 science watch. We've got 175. Oh, we've got loads more. Inspired workforce. High morale threshold. Bonuses are increased by 20%. Crew quarters. Accommodates 10 crew members in standard Starfleet quarters. Hydroponics bay. Produces 50 food every 10 cycles by growing plants in a non-soil medium. Well, if Kess is here, we may as well have a hydroponics bay. Field training. Increase XP gain for heroes in away missions by 10%. Increase the maximum hull integrity by 50%. That's hull reinforcement 1. Captain's acknowledgement. Increases morale gain after a 1 combat by 50 morale. Borg. It's a whole Borg tech tree. Oh my god. Plasma torch seems good. Small battery seems good. Hydroponics base seems good. Quarter seems, it all seems good. At this moment in time, plasma torch. While we've got the most ruined rooms, and if we get the most back from them, I think we should do that. I'm assuming we can only research one thing at once. I could be wrong on that. Let's try and do hydroponics base. No, we can't. Okay. Alright. Transporter signal amplifier. 3 cycles. Hello, Danny. Welcome in. Things are going well, I think. We're not going to be able to build our cargo bay in time. There's no context for this conversation, but we're not going to be able to build our cargo bay in time, which is a shame. We didn't find any titanium. We're building a transporter signal amplifier as it stands. So, we need to bring sickbay back online. That's 1 cycle away. Let's skip another cycle. And activate, sickbay. Injured and sick crew will be placed in the sickbay automatically. After treatment, they will go back to work. Increase the efficiency of the sickbay by assigning a suitable hero. Looks like we need one. Computer, initiate emergency medical holographic program. Introducing the Doctor. With no other options available, Captain Janeway activates Voyager's emergency medical hologram. A shimmering figure materializes in sickbay, ready to provide critical care. Just in time, Danny. Please state the nature of a medical emergency. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sickbay for now, and this patient, yes. There's no need for concern. I am capable of treating any injury or disease. A broken ulnar, a few minor bruises and grazes, nothing I can't handle. You are in the most capable hands, young lady. Thank you, Doctor. That's very kind of you. I expect you to do your best, Doctor. Do my best, Captain? I am programmed for optimal medical care. What else would I do? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a patient to attend to, and a sick bay to reorganize. Oh, so is he going to reorganize it how it looks? That's cool. But he's not here yet, but can we assign a hero? We can assign a hero. We're going to assign the Doctor to sickbay. There he is. Plus 31% treatment time. So I'm assuming we can assign Neelix to the mess hall now, for example. Yes, we can. Let's get Neelix in the mess hall. He doesn't have a kitchen yet, so he's a bit confused. Because he's just standing in the captain's private dining area. We've got a new tutorial entry, but I don't know what it was for. We can't assign... Bolano isn't part of the crew yet, so we're not going to be able to assign her to engineering, I'm guessing. Oh no, we can. Alright, well, Bolano, welcome to engineering. I'm sure you'll do a great job for us. Science lab. We can assign that hero to the science lab. Tuvok. Harry. 37 science. Basic control room. Right, is that, I'm guessing, but I mean, so I suppose it doesn't matter who we've got on the bridge. I'm guessing we can just like say, okay, Harry, you go down here then, maybe. Harry's the best we've got for science at the moment. Plus 18% research rate. Let's put him in there for now. Crack on. He can help out. I think we just have to accept that that is it for stellar cartography. So this is what will become the astrometrics lab, I'm guessing. It looks like it. We can't assign anyone else anywhere else. Oh, we can assign someone to the transport room. We're not gonna give two at the transport room. We'll wait for like one of the phases of the torpedoes or something. We could clear out some more rooms. We've got a room here doing nothing. Hold on, can we build up this cargo bay? Oh no, because we've been waiting to fucking... We don't have... Oh, we don't have room on this deck. Oh, hold on, we might. How big is it? Oh, shit. Cancel. If I go over here... Try to build a cargo bay, so it takes 3 slots. This room would be big enough. On deck 5. We do have room for a cargo bay. Shit! Shit! Oh, I fucked it. I've completely fucked it. Damn it, that's a shame. Oh well, you live and learn. I just had dreams of it being down here, so I was focusing on getting the life support back on first. Well, that's very careless of me. We're gonna have to build it. We're gonna just have to build a cargo bay down here. We've got another work team, so we may as well just clear more rooms on this deck. Unless we want to get the phase control room back online. That seems like a thing to do. We should probably have phasers. Let's get that back online as well. 2 cycles, 5 cycles. So we're just waiting for that to research. So we have to skip some cycles. Crew's unhappy about Broken Promise. I'm sorry, I know. I'm upset about it. I'm upset about it. Alright. Once we've got a cargo bay, though, we can go back and scan other planets and collect all those resources. Phase control room, lab support active. Fires a powerful beam that deals moderate damage to shields and provides moderate damage to hull. Providing more energy to weapons increases the fire rate. Each additional room increases plus 2 energy threshold, plus 50 weapon subsystem health. Okie dokie. A blueprint to a signal amplifier complete. However, to stop production, we need to repair the workshop. The workshop? Okay. Alright, we've got life support on deck 11, apparently. Oh yeah, we do, because that's engineering. Alright. So that's been done then. We can research more things. Oh no, the plasma torch is still going. 12 cycles. We've got a long way to go there. Can we upgrade the warp core yet? By upgrade engineering? No. We need a bunch of resources. Alright, let's get this room clear so we can build this cargo bay, then we can go exploring. Right. That's been repaired, ruined room's been cleared. We can start production of a signal amplifier. Do it. That's going to take 3 cycles. This room's been clear. Alright, let's build ourselves a cargo bay. 4 cycles, here we go. Transport signal amplifier has been completed and is ready for use. It would be wise to make haste back to the Acompa. Not without our cargo bay. Here it is. 500 extra deuterium. 500 food, 50 uranium, 50 tritanium. Each cargo bay... Oh. Each cargo bay can only store one type of resource. Build more cargo bays, upgrade existing ones to increase the amount you can store. Shit. So what do we think? What do we think? I think, there's a lot of deuterium out there, and we burn through a lot of it flying around. I think we need to start with deuterium. Granted, we currently have no food, and everyone's on rations, but, you know, that's fine for now. Things are holding up. We probably need to work on this bio lab at some point. Oh, let's go with... Oh, we don't have much, We haven't run out of uranium, so let's really go ham on deuterium to start with. I think that makes sense. I think that is sensible. So now we can go get some more. Let's go back to one of these interstellar clouds. All right. Let us take the risk of flying into the cloud. Fuck it. Oh no! For dense glass individual sensitive, we've collided with a floating starship within the cloud. We've only got 158 deuterium, and our hull has taken 20 damage. How do I see, like, the hull? How do I see, like, how fucked the ship is? I feel like that's something I need to know. I don't see it. Alright, well, let's go... Let's try this cloud. Things will be different over here. Oh, hey, we got our plasma torch. Great. Alright. Let's play it safe this time. Deploy collector probes for a safer but less efficient collection. There we go. 459. And now we can get some more from this planet. Only one cycle away. Collect any easily accessible resources. Use a tractor route to come up with debris. There's no red here, so let's try and use the tractor beam. Yes! Boom, 655. Alright, we've got 1,500 deuterium this time. Let's get some uranium, if we can. Let's use trying to use a tractor beam again. May as well. Alright, only 29. That's okay. We got some more. Alright, we've got to play it safe. Still only average, oh well. Well, we're almost at capacity anyway. Alright, that's everything scanned, so back to the Acompa. Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders. Send the away team. So, this is now a rescue mission. Kess is coming. To be our guide, I guess. Tuvok, we need you, my man. Challenges. May require science. I'm gonna, before we launch this away mission, I'm just gonna do a quick BRB. I'll be back, folks. I'll be back. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for hanging out so far. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. I'll be right back. As soon as I can find my button. Don't go anywhere. Hello, hi. So, I've just learnt something about this jumpsuit, which should have been obvious. There is no access hatch, so I had to get naked to pee. It's fine, we're back now. So good. Right. Do we take Neelix on this mission? It looks like there's going to be a lot of some diplomacy challenges. Neelix, Kess, and Tuvok. Tuvok's worst nightmare. I feel like we should have B'Elanna though. I feel like we should have some. I feel like B'Elanna should be here representing a Maquis, you know? Let's go with this. Upon materializing near the tunnel entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, tinkering with the security barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they flinch in fear and back off a bit. "Watch out!" shouts one of them. "The foreign warriors are back." Captain, the Kazon seem hesitant, almost fearful. What are our orders? Bluff to open fire. Bluff to open fire if they don't retreat. Count to 3. Ignore the Kazon and proceed directly to the tunnel entrance. Well, this doesn't look promising. This doesn't look that much more promising either. Alright. We'll have to ignore them and hope for the best. Shit. The away team's bold move takes the Kazon by surprise. A few confused Kazon fire warning shots, but quickly cease fire when the away team shows no reaction. The Kazon make no further attempts to interfere as the away team enters the tunnel. Okay, that's good. That's okay. Captain, we've reached the tunnel entrance. Using the transporter signal amplifier now to find possible breaches in the security barrier. Use amplifier to locate breaches. Use amplifier to locate breaches. Okay, well, B'Elanna can do this. Easy peasy. What's the... Oh, so it gives you 2 options, so you can either use engineering or science to do this. Well, we've got B'Elanna, so... Critical success. The away team deploys transport signal amplifier, carefully scanning the barrier for any vulnerabilities. After a tense few minutes, they locate a small breach in the energy field. They successfully transport themselves through the opening and into the tunnel. Beyond the barrier, the tunnel opens into a breathtaking sight. Embedded in a large cavern is a futuristic environment with smooth white walls glowing in the warm white light and sprinkled with patches of green. This is the Accompa City. Captain, we're inside the Accompa City, but it's a maze of streets and chambers. How should we proceed to find Tom and Chakotay? Geez, guys, can you not do anything yourselves? Let Kess lead the search. This is why we brought Kess. We'll get 200 morale for doing this. And there's no failure. Kess approaches a group of Accompa, respectfully asking for assistance in locating the missing Tom and Chakotay. The Accompa, touched by her concern, eagerly provide directions to a medical facility. The away team eventually finds their crew members awake but disorientated, surrounded by strange medical equipment. Chakotay instinctively reaches for a weapon, but before any confrontation can occur, the ground starts to shake violently. A message from Captain Janeway cuts through the joy of reunion. The caretaker array has apparently repositioned itself and is now firing at the tunnel entrance. We need to get out of here. Lead the team through the collapsing tunnels, clear a path through any debris or obstacles. Well, it looks like we can get the bigger rewards, because we brought Mr. Tuvok. The away team clears a path through the collapsing tunnels, using their phasers to blast away debris and create a safe passage. They dodge falling rocks and collapsing ceilings, ensuring everyone escapes safely. Soon they reach the exit, the security barrier the only thing standing between them and their escape. The tremors are interfering with the signal amplifier's focus, Captain. The connection is constantly being interrupted. We can't beam out like this. Stabilize the transporter signal amplifier by adjusting its frequency and modulation. Analyze the tremors interference pattern and recalibrate the transporter signal amplifier accordingly. We do get more rewards with this, and we can clear it pretty easily. Pretty damn easily, in fact. 100% critical success. The team analyzes the tremors interference pattern and quickly recalibrates the transporter signal. I shouldn't have fatigued everyone there. I should have left someone free. Oh, we finished. Excellent. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Everyone's going to get a level up. 2 successful challenges, 2 critical successes, injury-free. Happy days. Chakotay recruited. Back on Voyager, Tom Paris breathes a sigh of relief when Chakotay eyes his Starfleet rescuers with suspicion. The Maquis commander struggles to understand this sudden alliance. Commander Chakotay, welcome aboard Voyager. I'm Captain Catherine Janeway. Now, Mr. Paris, it's good to have my pilot back. What, no champagne? Not even replicated? I'm Commander Chakotay up in Maquis. Torres, what's going on here? Long story, Chakotay. Short version, we're stuck with Federation sycophants in the Delta Quadrant. And we share a common goal, getting back home. Anything you learned of a planet could help us. Ask what they learned about the Acompa. What can you tell us about the Acompa? Naive, friendly, they don't get out much. And that's good, because they wouldn't survive. Apparently they've been living underground for longer than anyone can remember. That's true. Our ancestors lived on the surface once. Ancient journals tell us the caretaker opened a deep chasm and led us underground. Any idea why? They mentioned a warming. The day our surface turned into a desert. On that day, the caretaker appeared and built our city. Since then, he has provided for the Acompa. A debt that can never be repaid. Say again, Lieutenant Tuvok? There is enough evidence for me to form a reasonable hypothesis, Captain. The Acompa homeworld turned into a desert from one day to the next. The caretaker's immediate arrival seems to be no coincidence. I assume he is responsible for the ecological damage, building the underground city and caring for them. He seems to be trying to make amends. But how could he cause such devastation? To render a planet incapable of sustaining life? I confess I do not know, Captain. Did you learn anything about the caretaker? They say he's been acting out of the ordinary lately, abducting people. And he increased their power supply to half a decade. And he destroyed the tunnels. It sounds like he's preparing for something, but what? Ask if they know why they were sent to Acompa. The caretaker mentioned that you might have what he needs. Can you make sense of that? We woke up covered in scabs. The Acompa said we were sent away to prevent some kind of plague. Except we weren't sick before. They also mentioned others with the same disease, but they didn't last. They died? I want you both in sickbay now. Captain, their condition is unusual. It appears to be a cellular disruption caused by the introduction of foreign genetic material. Their bodies are rejecting it, rather violently, I might add. They're fortunate. A few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material? For what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears to have been introduced deliberately, but why anyone would want to inject them with incompatible DNA is beyond my comprehension. Prognosis, Doctor. I've already started the treatment. With my expertise, they should make a full recovery. Captain, there is now enough evidence to form a reasonable hypothesis. The caretaker provides the Acompa with a mere 5 years' worth of energy, then destroys the access tunnels. In addition, he frequently mentioned running out of time. The caretaker has sustained the Acompa for millennia. Why this sudden urgency? It is illogical. My conclusion is that he does not continue to intend to continue his role as caretaker. The Doctor's discovery further confirms my hypothesis. The caretaker is enacting measures to safeguard the Acompa for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, one who would continue his work. This explains the abduction and subsequent testing of individuals from various sectors. I believe the caretaker is dying. If he dies, how the hell are we supposed to get home? We have to return to the array before it's too late. Given the caretaker's reluctance to cooperate, a more assertive approach may be necessary. The Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll blast our way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. I believe a bit of tactical planning is in order. Shields first, then phasers. Alright, reactivate the shield generator. Reactivate the torpedo launch bay. Seeing as we've already got a head start with phasers. Saved ourselves some time there, folks. Alright. We found everything in the system, so we're kind of just waiting, aren't we? We've done our research. Since we've got Kess, let's get the hydroponics bay. Early doors. 12 cycles. Let's get that on the go. We'll put Kess in there, grow our own food. That might help us out later. And almost certainly will, in fact. Alright, let's just skip some cycles. Get a shield generator online. That's up and running already, which is good. We can assign someone here. 59% room efficiency if we assign Mr. Tuvok. I think we're gonna want Mr. Tuvok down in the fucking phases, I reckon. And in fact, I'm gonna do that right now. Tuvok, you get down there. My man. 1 cycle away. Torpedo launch bay is now online. Our offensive and defensive capabilities have been restored, Captain. However, I suggest a test run to verify system functionality and to assess our temporary flight control officer's performance in combat. We are going to have to actually wrap this up. This 2 hours has flown by. Except the one for evading Starfleet custody. Gentlemen, enough. Tuvok is right. We need to test our combat systems, but we lack a sparring partner. You have one. Our ship. Seriously, Chakotay? All the Maquis on the Valjean as Starfleet target practice? What could possibly go wrong? Hold on and focus. We need preparation. I will pilot a Valjean, Captain. Just remember to set your phasers to simulation. I'll keep it in mind, Commander. Alright, here we go. Combat tutorial before we go. Each combat encounter, you may choose up to 3 heroes to utilize in their specific strengths and abilities. USS Voyager versus the Valjean. Well, Tom in evasive maneuvers. Tuvok, coordinated attack. And as much as I love your rousing speeches, Neelix, we're going to take Harry for shield hacking. Evasive maneuvers. Dodge enemy attacks for limited time. Tuvok, coordinated attack. File 2 simultaneous phaser salvos, dealing increased damage. Harry Kim, shield hacking. Hack enemy shield frequencies, increase the shield penetration rate of Voyager weapons. Let's start combat. The Voyager will fight semi-autonomously. Phaser fired automatically, torpedoes manually. You control the ship by opening the command menu and deciding how to approach the enemy.
What are your orders, Captain?
Oh my god, here we are. Here we are. Fungman just in time for some combat. Our first ship combat. Alright. Orders. Order your ship to try to attack or defend with a defender side with either defensive or offensive movement. Fleeing requires enemy engines to be damaged, while surrendering costs resources as a form of payment. You can also repair damaged subsystems. Proceed to offensive movement. Mr. Paris, I want you to proceed to offensive movement. And we're going... Their shields are pretty low. Let's target the shields.
Attack the port side, Captain.
Alright, here we go. We're on. He's on it. Paris is on it. Dodge enemy attacks for limited time, granting a brief invulnerability. Okay.
Ready, Captain.
5 phases. Evasive maneuvers, Mr. Paris. He's on cooldown. Here we go. That's funny. Evasive maneuvers is a barrel roll. Very nice. You know what? Full phaser salvo, Mr. Tuvok.
Enemy shields destroyed, Captain.
Excellent. So we can see up here where the enemy attacks. On the top left, we can see where the enemy attacks are going to be coming from, it seems. So that's what part of the ship where we're showing the enemy. We're now behind them here. Offensive actions. We've taken out their weapons as well. Take out the fucking engines, man.
Attack the aft, Captain.
Fire it all. Fire it all, Mr. Tuvok. Fire it all. Fuck it.
Ability ready, Captain.
Oh, we won. We didn't even need to hack their shields. Easy peasy. Boom! That's how it's done. Not bad for a temporary guy, huh, Tuvok? Your methods were unconventional. However, the objective was achieved. An acceptable performance. One more thing, Captain. Whatever rates us at the array, the Valjean should be in support position with Voyager. Alright. Have the transport room standing by in case your crew needs an emergency beam out. Let's show this quadrant what we're really made of. Fly back to the array. All right, let's do this. Let's go to the array. We can keep going here. Fongman, I went to pee and discovered this jumpsuit has no emergency access hatch. I just want you to know this. It was a whole situation. It was a whole situation. Oh, hello. Oh God, how would you like to pronounce this word? Six eternal. What's your thoughts on this game? Ship management, crew management, I'm really interested by, but some of the Steam reviews put me off at the moment of Voyager. I had to get naked to pee, Danny. Welcome to the stream. I'm enjoying this so far. Well, no, it's only our first stream, but it's only our first 2 hours. We're about to head back to the Caretaker's array. I think it's an interesting blend of ideas. Like we've just had our bit of ship combat there. You know, it's nothing too overwhelming. But you know, we've built some rooms here. We've got the mess hall. We've just assigned Neelix here. I've played a lot of Fallout Shelter, so I kind of dig this aspect of it. You know, gathering resources, building rooms, deciding what to build. You know, whether it becomes overwhelming a few sectors in where we've got all these rooms cleared and whatnot. But the story-based stuff, you know, assigning the correct crew members to away teams, making decisions, I'm really enjoying that thing. You know, as a big Voyager fan myself, I'm digging it. So I would say do not let reviews put you off, personally. But that, you know, your mileage may vary. But I'm enjoying it. You know, it's not. You know, it's you've got. We had a Tom Paris voiceover, which sounded like it was recorded on a webcam, and the music isn't very Voyager-y. The main theme is on the menu, so that's cool. But you know, it's a little. Look, this isn't a incredibly. Yeah, this isn't a AAA game, right? I'm just happy it exists. I'm just happy it exists, and I've got no complaints so far. So yeah, you know. I've got no complaints. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. We're gonna fly back to the array here and see what's up before we finish. Because I think, you know, most of us here know what's coming, so it's probably gonna be a decent wrap up point. We've got nothing else to scan in the system. As far as I know, we've collected all resources we can. Now that we've built a cargo bay, we've collected a lot more deuterium than we were able to before. So let's fly back to our first sector. As far as I know, there are logs voiced by Robert Duncan McNeil, Tom Paris, and Tim Russ, Tuvok. So Tom and Tim have voiced things. I don't think anyone else is. But it's pretty cool that we got those two, to be honest. Okay, the hydroponics bay has been researched. Let's see where we want to build that. Because now that we've got Kess. I reckon next to the cargo bay. Let's clear this room. Let's go take 5 cycles. Let's build this now. Because we can. I don't think I'm going to run out of stuff by the time we've done this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's clear. So once we clear a room, we get to decide what we want to build in it. I've got all these categories, including Borg technology. We haven't got anything. We haven't got any of this Borg tech, but that's interesting. Combat stuff, so better phasers, shields, cloaking device. Potentially get a cloaking device for the ship. I know I'm really like I was a big fan of the 3rd series of Picard, and there was a lot more Voyager in Picard than I was expecting. I don't want to talk. I know about a lot of people didn't get to the 3rd series of Picard. But Voyager fans should watch Star Trek Picard. If anyone who hasn't seen it, that's all I'm going to say. Please find a reason to do so. Because again, there's some appearances and moments in there that are good for Voyager fans, for sure. Crew. No, it's gonna be science, technology, hydroponics bay, a dedicated facility for growing plants. All right, that takes 3 slots, so we can build that. That's gonna take 5 cycles. I don't know. Well, look, I'm framing this as my way over Janeway, right? So we might go off script. In terms of, like, we've had an away mission where we sent someone who wasn't sent in the show instead, and potentially, you know, just to use their abilities. So I don't know. Maybe we fill this shit with Borg technology. Who knows? We'll have to just check out the trade-offs as we go. This game is going to have a lot of replayability. 5 cycles. X. We've got just about enough deuterium to support this, I think. Alright. Every time we skip, we're using energy. So we need to make the trade-off between, do we just skip through or do we just go about trying to get more things as we go? But I think we built enough to skip through. So now we've got a hydroponics bay. Now we can grow our own food, and I'm of course going to assign Kess to the hydroponics bay. Hilariously, she is not best equipped. She is the least equipped to be here, but in my head, she should be here. You got to watch it. You didn't get past the first season. This is why I mentioned it to people. A lot of people didn't. I do not like the second series, but again, there's a guest star in the second series who is hard to you kind of have to watch it because you don't have to watch it for the third series, just so you know. I think the first 2 series of Picard were not great. I think they had their moments, but then for the third series, they kind of tossed a lot of it out and started again. And for the third series of Picard, they kind of acknowledged, this is it for, like, these characters. What can we do with them? Let's get the band back together. Let's give the fans kind of what they want. But there was also a lot of Voyager nods in there and some cameo appearances that are worth seeing. So please, yes, you should check back, report back in if you find the time to check out the third series of Picard. It is a great disappointment to me that we are in a position that for the first time in over a decade there is no new Star Trek being produced. And again, the third series of Picard, quite clearly, everyone involved in making that third series said this is designed to be a jumping off point for a new series set in, you know, the era of Star Trek, you know, after, you know, as a sequel to the era of Star Trek that we all grew up with or whatever. And it hasn't been done. It hasn't happened. Nothing's happening about it. It's a shame. They gave themselves a great platform to do it, and they haven't done it. Well, it kind of sucks. But it is, you know, considering the people who own Star Trek, it's not that surprising. Paramount aren't good people. I hate to tell you, they aren't good people. I wonder if characters will depart while we're doing the show. Maybe Kess not worth investing time into. Has it been following the show? It is following the show's story. Obviously, so apparently these systems. So we're in the caretaker chapter, right? So we've had 2 sectors to fly between so far. We're about to head back to the caretaker's array. We've rescued all the Maquis and the crew from the Ocampa, from the Kazon as well. So we're gonna head back there. We did leave some materials behind here. Now that we've got a science lab, we can get some more materials. So we're gonna get these on the way. Oh shit! All right, we are gonna stock up on deuterium. We're gonna do that right now, Bellona. We're gonna be in grey mode here in a moment. All right, let's try and use the tractor beam to get as much as we can here. Ah, damn. Could have been better. It's all right. We will get more deuterium. We'll get some uranium over here. So I suspect... well, this is the thing, right? There is a chance there's a chance that people could die early. There's a chance people who never leave die. Maybe there's going to be the chance to keep people aboard who leave early, you know? These are the kind of things I'm looking forward to finding out. As far as I know, you can go quite off script in terms of the story. And I'm sure when we get to Tuvix, that will be tested. Send a probe to determine the best possible approach. Now that we've got the science lab, we may as well try this. It would be hilarious if we had failed that, given we waited the entire stream so far to come back to this. All right, we've got full uranium. We're gonna have to find a lot of deuterium if we want to get this challenge done, but I've kind of hoovered it all up in the system already. So let's go back to the array and see what happens next. I've run out of water, so we need to get this done. Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders? Continue. Oh boy, here come the Kazon. It seems we were expected, Captain. It's the Kazon. The lead ship is hailing us. We're probably not calling to chat. I have our Maquis radar manned. You'll have our support if this turns into a fight, Captain. Excellent idea, but let's see what the Kazon have to say first. Why are you here? Why do you truly believe that you can defeat us? All we care about is getting home, Jabin. We will beam over to the array and see if we can arrange that. That's all. After your display of firepower, we do not fear you, but we are not fools. We have no dispute with you. Then leave. The array is ours. This is absurd. We have no intention of challenging you. The array is mine. Leave, or face my wrath. Jabin, can we discuss this like two civilized... He's disconnected, Captain. And they're powering up their weapons. Battle stations. Alright. Voyager and the Maquis Raider versus a Kazon carrier. Kazon support vessel. Two Kazon support vessels. Alright, well... Ooh. Instant shield recharge. Maquis maneuver. What's that? Boost Voyager rotation speed and boost weapon damage output. Instantly recharge shields. That could be useful to have, Bologna. Let's have instantly recharge shields. We'll have 2 Vox coordinate attack and... Let's do shield hacking. I'm gonna go to hack the shields of the carrier like immediately.
What are your orders, Captain?
Oh god, here we go. Right. Orders. Offensive actions. Target the shields.
Moving to attack the port side, Captain.
And Harry, I want you as soon as possible to do some shield hacking. Our Maquis Raider's gonna come and provide support here. Do some shield hacking. Open your command at any point to give new orders. One of your shields is dangerously low. Switch to defensive action to protect that side from further damage. Alright. Defend our port side.
Moving to defend the port side, Captain. Shields down, Captain.
Shields down. Alright, here we go. Oh shit, that's our shields. Okay. Alright, 2 Vox, get ready.
Ability ready, Captain.
The shields are weak, but not great. I can't use them yet. I can use our instantly recharge with Bologna. So that's good. These cooldowns are actually pretty large. We need to get around we actually knocked out their weapons, fuck it. Fuck the weapons. Their engines are almost gone as well.
Ability ready, Captain.
Alright, shield hacking, 2 Vox. Torpedoes have to be fired manually, shift. They are very powerful weapons causing great damage to system and hull. Alright, so you've got to make sure you're lined up with where you've taken out the shields before you fire torpedoes manually using the shift
Enemy
key.
shields destroyed, Captain.
We need to get around in front of them.
Ability ready, Captain.
Our shields are good so far. If we can just knock out those shields, correct. Harry's almost ready.
Enemy is surrendered, Captain.
Oh, interesting. The carrier's surrendered, alright.
Ability ready, Captain.
I suppose we're targeting these,
Moving to attack the front, Captain.
Smaller vessels, then. I want to get the shields down so I can fire a torpedo.
Ability ready, Captain.
You do that, Harry. I'm gonna fire a torpedo.
Enemy surrendered, Captain.
Shit. He surrendered just as my torpedo's on his way. This is a good look for Starfleet. Oh shit, we blew it up! We blew it up after we surrendered. Oh no. Alright, we've lost almost half our whole integrity here. Uh-oh. We're pushing back, but it was a close call. We got our crew beamed off in time before the radar exploded. You are strong, Captain, but with strength in numbers, I have called for reinforcements. This array will be mine. But I guess we don't have much time. Hail the array. Well, aren't you persistent? We need you to send us back where we came from. Impossible. I barely enough strength to complete my work. I must protect the Acampa. If I don't, the Kazon will steal their water. They won't be able to survive. Send us home. What happened to the Acampa was your fault. You must let go of the Acampa. No, what happened to the Acampa was his fault. Let's test Tuvok's hypothesis. Something you did turn the planet into a desert, didn't it? It was the debt that could never be repaid. We were explorers from another galaxy. We had no idea our technology would devastate their atmosphere. 2 of us were chosen to stay behind and care for them. 2? Where's the other? She went off to look for more interesting places. You must let go of the Acampa. Did you ever consider allowing the Acampa to care for themselves? They're children. Children grow up. They need challenges. Maybe the Acampa is stronger than you think. Send us home. You've dragged us into this. You need to send us... Captain? Jabin wasn't bluffing. His reinforcements have arrived. I could try to access the array's system to transport us to the Alpha Quadrant, Captain. No, I'm fading. Time is up. If you leave, the array will be left to the Kazon. They will annihilate the Acampa. You must destroy it. Don't listen to him. We'll be stranded. Please protect the Acampa. The caretaker fades away, collapsing into an inert crystalline form. Janeway is now faced with an impossible choice. Return home to the Alpha Quadrant, leaving the Acampa defenseless, or sacrifice Voyager's return to ensure their safety. The clock is ticking. He's gone. Captain, the Kazon are closing in. Shall I try to access the primary control systems to send us back? I know that there's an Easter egg here. We could end this. We can end this run right now, more than likely, by trying to return home. But I think we know what has to be done. Destroy the array. We never asked to be involved, but we are. I won't trade the lives of the Acampa for our convenience. Lieutenant Tuvok, ready the Tricobalt devices. What are you doing? The array's our only way out of here. You can't... I can, and I will. Tricobalt devices ready, Captain. Fire. We'll find another way home. I promise. Who do you think you are making the decision for all of us? It was the right decision, B'Elanna. The Acampa, they remind me of our people. We were fighting a more powerful enemy to protect our own. The Acampa deserve that too. 70,000 light years. We're really stranded, aren't we? Great. Now I'll definitely miss my next parole review. A missed parole review should not be your primary concern at the moment, Mr. Paris. Ah, thanks, Tuvok. Hadn't thought about that. Jabin is hailing us, Captain. You have made an enemy today. Mr. Paris, put some distance between us and this place. Voyager's hull can be damaged in combat, dialogues, a spatial phenomena, or if the navigational deflector is offline. If the hull integrity reaches 0, Voyager will be destroyed and the game is over. Hull doesn't regenerate by itself. To repair the hull, assign a work team in the engineering office. Okie doke. Well, there we go. The array is gone. Alright. Let me put some people to work repairing the hull. Assigned to hull repair. They're working on it. Okie dokie. Well, everyone. I think before we move on, I think it's 11 cycles away. Before we move on, I think this is as good a place to lead. As good a place to lead. I can't speak. That's a sign to end. It's been 2.5 hours. Somehow. We have destroyed the array. We have recruited Neelix and Kess along the way. Obviously, Chakotay and Bellona have joined the crew. But we are now stranded here in the Delta Quadrant. Hold on. Let me do a manual save. My first manual save. I'm playing a dangerous game. Alright, that was good. I'll return to the main menu. Here we go. There we go. We get the music again. We get the actual music again. Well. Hold on. I'll keep this playing. There you go. I keep forgetting it's mutes when I turn off it. Folks, that's our opening volley. I need to change this again. And now I'm zoomed out too far. It doesn't matter. That's our opening experience. That's our opening sector. That's our opening chapter of our journey in Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. I'm enjoying this so far. I think it's an interesting blend of different ideas, you know? There's a bit of Fallout Shelter, there's a bit of FTL, there's a bit of ship combat, which doesn't fit into any of those categories. There's almost a bit of Mass Effect in the system view, scanning for resources and whatnot. You'll be back for the next one. Notifications on. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for coming in and hanging out. It was a rush to get all this together. I'll see if I can do something more interesting with the screen. But hey, we've tried to make an effort. I want to crack on with this. So, we might end up with some very, short notice streams from time to time when it comes to getting this done. But given we've completed a sector and completed a chapter in one stream here, maybe once a week is how it goes. In which case we'll be playing this on probably Thursdays going forward. But maybe we can throw in some Saturday streams as well. That would be fun. I'd like to probably do some weekend streams so we're not just playing it at night when I'm tired and can't speak. Especially, there's a lot of talking involved. I want to speak through all the dialogue and stuff, so I've worn out my voice and my entire being over the course of the stream, so some daytime streams might not be a bad idea. But thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. If you've been lurking, thank you very much for lurking. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, Portal, for 1,000 bits. And he was right. There's a lot we wouldn't have done without Voyager in our lives, so I'm very pleased that this game exists. I'm very happy to be listening to this delightful music right now. And I'm really looking forward to what choices we have to make in the future. So, thank you very much for joining me. I don't have a fancy Voyager ending stream. If you weren't here at the start of the stream, I've got this whole actual Voyager starting soon screen, and which I took the liberty of creating, and we go on a little journey. We jump to warp. We go to different places. I put some effort into that. I put some effort into all that. I didn't put any effort into the ending stream, so ending scene. So I don't have one. Yeah. Is anyone streaming right now? I imagine a bunch of people streaming. Napoleon, our boy Napoleon is streaming. Why don't we raid Napoleon? My former colleague on the Let's RP content team See, I cannot speak at all. We're gonna raid Napoleon. Thank you very much for joining me, folks. Welcome to the community. I need to know how I should pronounce your name. I need you to tell me because I don't want to say. I don't like saying people's names wrong. We've got Eternal at the end. So if you don't, I'm just gonna call you Eternal and hope for the best. And we can't move on until we know. Sempiternal? Is that right? Sempiternal? Sempiternal. This is it. We're stuck. This is it. We're stuck on this. We need to get this right. We need to get this right. Sempiternal. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Welcome to the community, Sempiternal. Very nice to have you here. Feel free, ! Discord. Feel free to jump into the Discord. We're gonna go raid Napoleon and watch some RP. So thank you very much for watching. Again, if you've been lurking, thank you very much for lurking. And I will see you next time. Bye for now. Don't ask me anything about setting up Twitch chat bots. Goodbye. Thank you for the bit, Danny.